Hello, hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. Thank you for being here. Today, I wanted to talk about the energy of intuitively having just a really strong knowing. I feel like right now, our intuition is being tested, our faith, our commitment and devotion to the unseen is like being very highlighted and not tested in a way of like, let's see what you know, let's see what you can fulfill. Sorry, give me one sec. Okay. More so in the sense of like, okay, how confident are you in what you don't know, in what you don't see, and in your ability to hold yourself and trust yourself through that process to be able to um stay firm and stay like upright is how I'm like seeing it. Like, are you going to look outside of yourself for more validation, or are you going to allow yourself to trust what you know to be true to you and doing so regardless of the outcome, but at the same time, like knowing the outcome? It's very interesting. It's a very interesting energy. I don't think that our intuition is being at all used against us or manipulated against us. Um, but you might be in a place where you're sitting in the energy of just having like this epitome moment where you feel so confident and so strong within what you know your life is meant to be, who you might want to be creating with, or who you want to be and show up as in your life. And I don't know if you guys know like the understanding of like the masculine feminine dynamics and how we like carry those within us. But I think sometimes, at least for me, it's like a useful tool to understand my inner archetypes and how my energy works and how I can build trust within myself to be able to have faith in the unknown or have a sense of security with like the unseen energies. And essentially, how it's feeling is like you're leaning really, really into that masculine energy because it's so strong right now. Like that, it's like a pillar of like this knowing of this. You just need to trust me. I know these don't make sense. I know the thoughts and the knowings that I have, and I'm telling you, don't quite logically, they don't look like they're gonna be sane, but it will be okay. And I'm going to show you, you just have to lean into me. And that's how the intuition right now is like coming across. Um, but it's like this secure and this like steadiness um of yourself like coming together and being like, look, I haven't trusted you in the past. I haven't allowed myself to surrender to your structure of doing things because it looked or felt um no, it looked outwardly, it looked like it wouldn't have made sense. I just feel like there's this emphasis on this energy within you or with us all, whoever is watching this, within myself. I know I'm experiencing this, but it's this energy of like the way that I know things or the way that you know things or build things or have confidence in yourself, the way that your masculine energy provides structure is not through tangible outcomes. Like there is tangible outcomes, but there's this unknown path to these outcomes that you might not see. And this could also be the case, like if you're dealing with relationships in your life, like our inner world is reflected very clearly in our relationship dynamics. And you might sense that your trust in someone's ability to show up for you or um, meet you where you're at has always been wavering. And now you're like, okay, I don't want to have that wavering energy anymore. And you're noticing it through external experiences. And you're recognizing that you're energy is being pulled back a lot stronger, and you're getting a lot more certain and grounded and um, honest about how you're being received. You want to be able to rely on yourself. That seemed like that. Oh, that's a big one. There's this element of like having to rely on yourself, and you don't feel like you've ever been able to do that. Um, this is not to say that, like, as human beings, we go into the world and we want to like collaborate and we have to work together, right? You can't be completely reliable, like self-reliant to the degree of like ego or um what do they call that? Like egocentric, something like that. But there's this element of now you feel like you can fully lean into yourself and understand that even though the external world may not look the way that you anticipated it looking, you now have this grander knowing. There's a stability in you. There's this like aha moment of, okay, let's do this now. Let's see what we can create together. As in like together, like within you and life. Um, and you're comfortable not knowing. You're okay with not knowing because you want to see where it goes. I don't know. It's just this really deep knowing of trust, of like faith in what you're able to provide yourself. Um, if you are in a position where you're trying to figure out what you want that to be, but there's this element of like, yes, the external world may not look exactly how we perceive it to be right now. And the vision and the knowing that we want to hold is based on how honest we can be about the things that we want to experience. So there's an element of like also needing to be clear. You can't just assume that you're going to be able to be confident in what you're about to receive if you don't know what you're wanting to receive. Um, yeah. So I think that's it. Um, I think this is a really good message for understanding self-trust, being able to be reliant on our own inner like iron solidity. Um, and yeah, there's just this new element of like trusting the unseen, trusting the unknown, trusting, um, leaning into this, the solid knowing as well, instead of questioning it. So I hope this resonates. I hope that if you're in this process of having these intuitive knowings, that you allow yourself to practice leaning into them, or, like almost give it a like, what, let's see, why not? Let's see what we can do here and lean in. Um, the contrast is really interesting though. Like I'm just feeling like that there was this version of like deep questioning where like you would have these really big intuitive knowings, but you didn't trust yourself enough to like know that they were true, or like how they would happen, or what you would do with that, or thinking that you had to be a certain way in order to receive them. Like you almost took control of them in the physical in your life to try and figure out what you needed to do in order for those intuitive knowings to come into fruition. But now it's not even about the physical world. It's about this inner conversation for yourself that you're saying, okay, this is what's next. And there's this like leader energy, and you're like, okay, this is what I would like to happen. And the leader's like, okay. And then it's like, sounds good. You just got to trust me. And with that, the action that you take is going to be very aligned. You're not going to, you don't need to rush. You don't need to sort out or figure out what action to take. Um, you don't need to do a whole lot other than take care of yourself. So like I think there's this element of um surrendering to the knowing that when you need to know, you will know. When it's time to act, you can act. When you yeah, you can also just ask yourself if there's anything that you need to do. I'm also hearing though, like, don't get lazy, like, don't get in a position where, like, you're not actively engaging with yourself or with life. Almost a sense of, like, it's not you nothing as in don't, sit on your couch, but do what needs to be done, including, like, if there's, like, emotional things that you want to work through or need to work through, then doing is also crying, is also meditating, is also it's just making sure that the things that you're doing or are participating in are aligned to you. And the action when it comes to the things that are solid and in the knowing of things that are going to be coming or are being solidified, those actions you don't need to figure out. You will know when you need to know. So I hope this resonates. Let me know in the comments if it does, or even if it doesn't, you can let me know. But I'm sending you so much love. Please support the channel by subscribing and liking this video. I hope to continue doing these videos. I really like them and I'm getting back into them. I feel like a part of me is being rejuvenated by doing these videos again. So I hope that my rejuvenation is passed along to you and you feel that energy and all that love. So I look forward to talking to you again soon and take care.